Hello everyone, and happy Saturday. How are we all doing? You can tell it's a sunny day outside, but it's really chilly. So I wanted something that was going to warm me up, heat me up, but at the same time, I just wanted a good pizza. So I went out, I got a few things, I made my dough, and it's all nice and proofed and risen. So we're just going to do a simple, hand-stretched, no rolling required pizza. In fact, chances are with how this is risen, we're going to have to trim some of it. We got some regular everyday pepperoni, some good old mozzarella cheese. This is a little bit hard to see in the container, but when you buy it, it comes in a chunk, and it's called sopressata. And it's a dry-cured Italian sausage. I was lucky that they had a slicing machine, and they were able to slice it super, super thin, because this stuff is hard, and it's hard to cut. So chances are when you buy it, unless you're at a butcher shop and they make their own and they have a slicing machine, you're going to have a bit of a hard time cutting it, or you're going to have to get it pre-cut. The other thing I have, I know it's reading backwards to you guys, is something called Mufaleta Spread, or Italian giardiniera, same thing. And this is just a mix of different veggies. There's carrots, celery, peppers, olives, hot peppers, you name it, it's in here. And this is going to add a lot of heat, for one, because this is, well, it's marked mild, but it's still fairly spicy. And it's going to add a little bit of vinegar to cut some of the fat from the sausage and the pepperoni and everything else. So the first thing we have to do, I also have behind me some pizza sauce, and my oven is preheating as we speak to 550 degrees. You want your oven as hot as you can get it, or as hot as you can trust it, is maybe a better way of putting it. I trust this oven, so I have no problems doing it to its highest temperature. In the summer, this is even one you can do on your barbecue. So all I've done is I've just patted down the dough a little bit. I'm just going to stretch it out. I'm not using any flour. I've got a nice smooth counter. I don't have to worry about it. And all I'm doing is, as I go from one hand to the other, I'm giving it a turn. What I'm doing here is we're letting gravity do the work to stretch it out. It's alright if you mess once in a while. It happens. And we already have a really nice stretched dough. We can just go around the edge. I'm just using my hands as like knuckles and stretching it out some more. Now you can do this to whatever shape you want. I am just going to a rectangle because I have a baking pan that's really handy that I like doing my pizzas on. And it just happens to be a rectangle. So, simple, hand stretched. I am going to get a knife and just trim off a little bit of the extra. As much as I like pizza and as much as I like the dough, I've got to watch, I think we all have to watch out with all the stuff going on right now. We're all doing a lot of stress and binge eating. So if we can cut back in a few places, why not? So you can see this doesn't have to be perfect. This is just a simple base for what really counts on the pizza, and that's going to be the toppings. So there we go. We've got our dough trimmed off. There we are. So we've got our dough. Simple, easy. Like it like that. We have next is our pizza sauce. I am just... I thought I had a spoon out. How we do. You can very easily use your own pizza sauce. I normally do, but it's kind of late. This is more of a, ooh, I want pizza. So, store-bought is fine. When you buy one, though, try and get one that's not loaded with sugars and corn syrup and all that. Look for one that's very, very simple. I'm just stretching this out because I found a little crack in my pizza. So, see, if you get one, don't worry. Take some of the extra dough, patch it up. It's dough. It's really forgiving. So, to go along with the spice of everything, you can't really tell, but it's a hot and spicy sauce. So, it just goes on, real simple. You've seen me do lots of pizzas on this channel in the past. This isn't our first pizza. This is the same dough that I've used in all my other recipes. Was the first recipe I did was the dough, and in there was the directions on how to make it. And I will put a link up in the corner, or the corner, as to how to make the dough. It's real simple. If you have a little mixer, it makes it that much easier. You can have the dough ready and all mixed up in like 10 minutes. And then it's just a little bit of time waiting for it to rest. Or if you think about it the day before, which is even better, just let it sit in your fridge and proof in the fridge slowly overnight. And your dough will have so much better flavor. So we have our sauce down. There's nothing hard to make in a pizza. People think like, oh, you need special equipment, you need this, you need that. You see, I'm using a normal everyday cookie sheet. I'm using a dough. Once you have the dough, you've got the hardest part done. So now I'm just putting on, like I say, this is just a regular, nice Italian pepperoni. You can call it a deli pepperoni. There's all kinds. There are semi-cured, dry-cured. This is just one that I use, I like. Every town is going to have, or every city is going to have their own style of pepperoni. You know what? I want more on there. So we'll just throw a couple more pieces. Next goes on that sopressata. Like I said, I had this cut really, really thin. Like you can kind of see, it's super, super thin. So this is just going to, I'm not going to say melt, but a lot of the fats that are in there are just going to soften. They are just going to dissolve into all of this. And I'm just putting, I'm not trying to be precise, I'm just sort of tossing it down, covering up bare spots. That's about it. Get some more around the edge, because I don't know about you, when I get a pizza and all the toppings are right in the middle, it's fine because you take that first bite and you get mouthful. Then by the time you get to the crust, there's nothing there. So I like going towards the edges as well, as much as I can. Next comes that Mufaleta or the Jardiniere. Now, there is a fair amount of liquid in this because it's all packed in vinegar and oil. And you don't need a thick layer. You just need some that you know when you bite into it, you're going to get something. And people go, oh, but there's carrots and this and that. You know what? You don't even know what vegetables they are. You just get the flavor and, of course, that heat. So there we are. I'm just going to go quickly wash my greasy hands. I'll be right back. So, I'm back. Hands are all nice and clean. Just in time to get them dirty again. While I was washing my hands, I remembered I had some nice hot jalapeno peppers. Now, just like any peppers, jalapenos are some of the milder ones, but the rule with peppers is there really are no rules. You can normally say the smaller they are, the hotter they are. If the wrinkly they are, the hotter they are. But 1 out of 10 jalapenos is going to melt your socks off. So jalapenos are kind of the exception to the rule, where they can be really nice and add a lot of flavor, but by the same token, they can be extremely dangerous. You can put whatever peppers, hot peppers you feel like. So now between the pepperoncini that's in the giardiniera and the jalapenos we just added, should have brought my cloth. At least that was quick to get. We've got some serious heat on there. I do want to keep it going though. I just have some everyday crushed red chili flakes. Same thing you get on the table in most pizza shops. So that's going to add a lot of heat and again, some nice flavor. For my first layer of cheese, I'm just going with a little mix of jalapeno jack. There's my stove, it's ready. This is just a very thin layer. It's jalapeno jack and cheddar. The reason I just want a thin layer, I really don't like bagged cheese. I don't know what they put in it. I don't know what it is, but it always has that little bit of an off flavor, so to speak. So I've just gone very, very light with it. But that jalapeno jack cheese in there, again, more flavor, a little bit more heat. Now, this is some mozzarella that I grated up. I always buy my mozzarella in a block, and then I use my food processor with the grating attachment, and I just grate it on up. Now, I don't... Normally my pizzas, if you've seen my past videos, you know I use a ton of cheese. I don't want to go crazy on this one as far as cheese, because the cheese will sort of mellow out some of the hot flavors we put on here. And it is going to change a little bit. So, again, we haven't gone crazy. You can still see the peppers, you can still see everything on there. And last but not least, because I think every pizza should have a little herbal addition, at least an herbal addition that's legal in most countries. We are just going to add some basil. That's just dried basil. You can use oregano if you want, but I think the sweetness that basil has will just work really well with all the heat that we have in there. So, if you want, you can add whatever spicy meats you like to this. You could put a calabrese salami. You could put hot Italian sausage. And that was actually my goal, but I ate it yesterday, so it's all finished. This is going to go into that oven now for about 15 minutes. You want it pretty well, I don't want to say the highest space you can get to the top burner, but you want it pretty close. So I probably have my rack about 6 inches down from the top rack. That's just going to go in And for 15 minutes, that's going to cook up. While that's cooking, I'm going to clear all this away. We're going to get the last few things together, and we'll see when that comes out of the oven. So till then, ciao. Hey everyone, we are back. I took this out 15 minutes, and whew, it's hot in more ways than one. Check that out. Golden crust. Whoop, getting messages. Golden crust. Nice and crispy. That's going to be hot. I know normally in my videos I do a tasting right away. But I know with any good pizza, you've got to wait a few minutes once it comes out of the oven before you start cutting into it. The reason is you've got to let the dough set up. You've got to let that cheese kind of, I don't want to say harden, but you want it to set so that when you cut it, you get a nice clean slice. So, I don't know who I'm kidding. I gotta cut into this. So, oh, you can hear. I'm just gonna take it off that tray. It's the only problem when you cut, I find, cook a pizza on a cookie sheet. It's just because the lip is there, so it gets kind of hard sometimes to cut it. But determination, you can do it. Whoa, that's hot. This pizza is hot in temperature. It's going to be extremely hot in flavor. But just look at that. Beautiful crispy crust. Stringy cheese. I'm biting right into peppers. I can see that, as well as sopressata and everything. This is the perfect bite, but it's going to be hot. Whew. That was hot. I've got pizza mouth right now. For those of you who don't know what that is, it's when your mouth is as hot as the pizza is. I got the jalapeno, I got the sopressata, I got the pepperoni, I got the giardiniera, I got the cheese, I got the hot sauce. I also got some of those crushed chilies we put on. I got everything. Like I said, that was the perfect bite. And yeah, it's hot. It's the mouth. I've got that mouth burn. Is it too much? No. Is it going to kill anybody? No. Is this as hot as, say, the one chip challenge or something? No. This is just a pizza with a kick to it. Nothing crazy, but just something that really warms you up. And on a day like today, sun and all, it's so deceiving. But this is so good. If you like spicy foods, go for it. Try it, like I said. If you don't like spicy foods, tone it down a little bit. Leave the jalapenos off, but add that giardiniera. It really loads the flavor. Leave the chili flakes off. But go for it. Try this. I really hope this is cooled down enough because I need another bite. It's one of those pizzas that you know you're going to hurt, but you still want it. You can see the steam coming off of it. This is so good. If you like pizza and you like hot stuff, give this a shot. Check out some of the other pizza recipes we've done. My first ever video was a pizza, and I've done about 4 or 5 others since, and I have more to come. Got some sweet pizzas coming up too. It's a little bit different there. But give this a try. I promise you'll love it. If you're new to the channel, subscribe. It's free, doesn't hurt, and it really helps me out a lot. Give me a thumbs up. Show YouTube you like what I'm doing, and leave a comment. Let me know what you think of this video. Let me know what you think of the pizza. So, until next time, my name is Andrew. Could be Santa Claus soon, who knows? My name is Andrew. I am the 5 p.m. chef. Until we meet again, thank you for stopping by my kitchen. We'll see you all again soon. Bye for now.